Hello, hello. We should be live on all our restreams now. Today's going to be fun. We are not touching code at all today, I think. Which is probably like a way more interesting stream to watch. I guess unless you're really into watching code. But I've also just been finally able to sit in front of a computer again. I was super sick for the last few days. Look at this thing floating in the air. Why do we got mud in the sky? So yeah, super grateful to feel human again. Thursday, Friday, I was like totally gone and just in bed all day, just surviving. Saturday, I was well enough to where I like actually was able to play some games and like had to rest a little bit, but was able to at least get some gaming in. I think I got a little bit in Friday night as well. But today I feel pretty normal. Under caffeinated, which is bad because I already had a Red Bull earlier today, and this is coffee. So, but hey, I was off of all caffeination for like 3 days, so that's a lot for me. So my body should feel much better. So the reason why we're not doing code today is because we are going to be designing a level. Previously, it's been very willy-nilly, and I've just been kind of throwing some walls down and be like, yeah, that seems kind of cool. But now what I want to do is I want to actually put a theme on it. Earlier today, I came up with an idea that I was excited about that will kind of give shape to what we're doing in this game, other than just the fun mechanics. So excited to talk a bit about that. I am going to step away for 30 seconds to crack a window though, because it is hot in here. And I think it's like super cold outside, which is always great because then it cools off really fast. Be right back momentarily. Okay, hopefully that, oh, that totally messes up my light. So the window's open, so now like half my head is bright. That's fun. Let's go on NVIDIA broadcast and fix that craziness. Let's try, what if we did this? And then turn these. Go old school and have to actually do the settings and not rely on a NVIDIA broadcast here. But now I get sunlight, which is nice. There we go. Just tweak some settings and we'll get there. All right, I think I look mostly human now. Discovering that my voice is not not back to normal yet. So hopefully I haven't spoken that much over the weekend. So hopefully I can keep chatting with y'all as I work here. But yeah, so the theme that we are going to go for that I came up with today that I'm excited about is the idea that raccoons are change agents. So yeah, you're playing as raccoons who are like trying to commit a heist, and that's kind of like the surface level, like fun mechanics, the way you make choices, etc., like kind of how you navigate through the game. But the story the game is going to be telling is one of something a little deeper, of kind of the different stages of life and kind of the challenges and turmoils and things that people have to overcome. And so the raccoons are in the narrative more symbolic. They're not actually raccoons running through your house. Believe it or not, that probably doesn't happen very often. So the first scene we're setting up is a move from your childhood home. So we are moving away from our childhood home, and the raccoons are going to play a part in that. Specifically, going to pull a Toy Story and have the favorite toy left behind. The favorite toy is not going to come chasing after the moving truck, though. Unfortunately, on this particular story. So what we want to do is we want to set up a scene that ultimately, due to your actions as the raccoons, the truck leaves behind the child's coveted favorite toy. And in reality, it's, they just didn't notice and life happens. But we kind of, as the unseen hand of fate, control that as the raccoons. So far I put everything's in primitives because I'm trying to work as far as I can without art, except for these little moving boxes because everything's cubes already. And I was like, I don't know if it'll look like moving boxes. So I just got a free asset on the asset store. I quickly threw that in just so it was obvious it was moving boxes. So yeah, we're going to have to change the layout probably a lot for our level because we need to do a few things. The first objective that you're going to really need to do is you're going to need to make a pile of leaves outside the house. And this will make sense in a moment, but that is like the first thing you need to accomplish. The second thing you need to accomplish is you need to knock the toy out the window into the pile of leaves. And then the third is you need to get the truck to leave. And then you acquire the toy itself from the leaf pile, and that is your heist item. The first step of getting the pile of leaves, gonna try to get into this little woodshed here that has this leaf blower that I made out of primitives in Unity, which I'm actually fairly happy with. And then I made a little shovel, all Unity primitives. But yeah, you're gonna basically cause that to malfunction with your little hacker raccoon, and it's gonna go wild and break a window and push a bunch of leaves somewhere. And I was like, well, yeah, but then everyone just goes to the shed. Like, there's no real choice. And then I just remembered I didn't put on stream avatars. There's no real choice. So I was like, okay, we got to fix that. So I decided to put a blockade in front of it. So it was like probably an obvious choice not to go straight for the objective. So like if you see here, this sprinkler is going pretty fast. And since you're launching from way back here, you're gonna be pretty lucky to be able to like aim and hit at the right side of it and know which way you're gonna go. And so basically that's kind of an auto fail. And actually this elevator's a problem too. I have to move that, it's in the way. So you would want to go somewhere else. And how would you ever get over there? Well, I'm glad you asked. This thing that does not have any logic or art to it yet, but I just put a red cube to remind myself before I left the house earlier, is that this is going to be like the water, what is it called? Like the water source at the street line, basically where you can turn off the water for the home. So the raccoons are going to be able to, how did I launch player 4? I don't remember hitting play. That's super creepy. But but yeah, so you're going to need to shut off the house water, and then that's going to make this basically shrink down in scale because there's just like a tiny bit of water coming out, whatever's left like in the residual pipes. So that's cool. That's two things you can do, but there's a spotlight in the way, so you can't immediately go and shut off the water. So now you need to go inside the house and turn off the security camera, which I just decided to put here kind of somewhat arbitrarily. And so in theory, it's like a multi-step plan. You could just go for it. Like you could just launch a guy and hope you get lucky. My hope is that some players might do that. Cool. Hoping some players might also try to get lucky and squeeze by the spotlight. There's not a lot of room, but if you time it just right, you can squeeze by it. But then some players are like, no, I see. We got to turn that off and that off. I'm also thinking of hinting, kind of, well, hints maybe the wrong word, telling players what they need to do to kind of help them out. But yeah, I think one of the biggest things is we need to figure out the layout of the house and start putting obstacles and paths and options for players. So that's what we're going to do today. And hopefully by the end, we have kind of a level with an intended story. So I can test this out and see if people like absorb the story and appreciate it and like, oh, that was neat. And I like that. And not like, that's dumb. Why did I get a kid's toy and not a bag of money or something? Okay. I might need to balance talking less because, yeah, my voice is still not coming back yet. Okay, right now there's no logic set up to any of this. So you can't actually, like the idea with this green shovel is that you can knock it over and it would like hit a latch on this door and then the door would break open and you could get to the leaf blower. Before I do any animations though, I want to finish the house layout because there's a chance that we may just not keep this layout and then the animations are going to be based off their own world coordinates and that would be a problem. So all right. That was okay. So another path, because we kind of given this path to the shed. I think instead of every single option just being ways to help get to the shed easier, I think there might need to be another step you have to do to get this pile of leaves for the toy to fall into. So I think I want to make a kind of a neighbor's, or maybe not even a neighbor's fence, maybe just the like trash bin, or what is it called? Like the yard waste bin. And maybe like the players need to either knock it over or carry it over into the location. But we need to think about where that would go. And if they do need to transport it, that would require some new logic, which might be interesting. Like we don't have the idea of like raccoons can carry things from one point to the other. That might be kind of a fun layer. So where would a trash can go? I guess let's first just make the trash can. Let's get our, there we go. Let me make sure I'm in the right object. It's been kind of fun that like everything is primitives because it's just so fast to make stuff. Really, it's kind of freeing. I don't have to worry about like waiting for art to come through. I can just keep going. Some big old wheels. Probably don't need them that big. But then again, we want to see them from high up. I think that could possibly read. It's not the greatest waste bin, but maybe we should put hinges up here. Because normally I think they have like a long hinge kind of like that. It goes across the top. Yeah, something kind of like that. And then we can make it some color other than all gray. I know, like, based on where you live, sometimes they're green, sometimes they're blue. I think I'll color it green. I'm also trying to color things like based on who can interact with it. And green hasn't gotten a lot of love in the past, so I need to make more green things. I think I will make the lid this darker green though. Just so you can tell it apart from the rest. Actually, you can't really. Oh, that's like a weird coincidence. So if I switch to the screen, so I put like a weird texture on it, and actually from the sky, it actually looks kind of like hinges in a way that I didn't expect. So I think I'll leave that. Though I wonder if I rotate it. Yeah, it might do weird stuff if I rotate it though. Oh, which reminds me, I think the lid needs to be childed to the cylinder. Yeah, so we can do that. And later on it can spill out all of its goodness. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. And then the wheels, what color should we make the wheels? Some kind of green, I think. Just if they're gray, they blend in with the ground too much. Try to make them black, but none of these materials are taking. Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy. Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong wheel. I am going crazy. Okay. Yeah, let's just make it black. Oh, and you need to not be. There we go. Be black. Then I think they're a little bit big. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. We have our yard waste receptacle. Okay. Now we just have to decide where it should be. Almost looks like a upright freezer or something. So the idea is we want to send players to like different areas of the map. My worry is if we send them there for the sprinkler. We send them here for the actual objective. I suppose we could also send, but then we're sending multiple people in the same way. We would send maybe someone through the front door to turn off the security camera. Maybe through the side door to shut off the security camera. It would be nice if there was a reason uh inside, another reason to go inside. I'm almost thinking the leaf blower has to happen after you knock over the yard waste. But there's a risk there though of like if you launch the leaf blower first and then and there's no yard waste on the ground, it doesn't blow the yard waste anywhere. You're kind of in a fail state. Like you did in the wrong order, and therefore you're not gonna see what you want to see. I don't really want there to be a fail state, I don't think. I guess that's like a tricky thing. Like, can you lose the level? And I would say maybe, but I don't think it'd feel good to lose because you did things in the wrong order, because you wouldn't know. And so I don't know if I like the idea of like trial and error of like, oh, we did that wrong, we need to do it again. But I don't know, maybe that's like a good heist thing. The counter argument to that though is like, how do we communicate that why they failed, and when do we communicate it? Like, let's say they knock the leaf thing over after they've launched the leaf blower. How do you know that you failed? We would have to somehow, like if we're trying to take this kid's toy, the fail state would be the kid gets it and like takes it away. Then we have to worry about like, how do we show that as like an actual animated human walk in and like pick up the item? Like that's like a whole nother thing we have to build, which I don't want to right now. Like maybe when we go into production, maybe we start thinking about these big animations and human avatars and stuff. This is a really big trash can. That's probably more appropriate. So if the fail state is the wrong order, that has some theme coolness, but it's going to be harder to pull off. It risks. I mean, we could just throw up a message that's like, "Hey, that didn't work. Like you did it in the wrong order. Try again," or something. Well, let's think about alternatives. Okay, so instead of that, you have a limited number of turns, and once you're out of turns, if you haven't completed the heist, then that's it. I think that's a little more straightforward, and that's how the game is currently set up. So maybe we stick with that for now. So we try to avoid any puzzles that like require a specific order, or at least they don't allow you to do them in the wrong order. So the waste bin needs to probably be not connected to the leaf blower event. Like as far as like they don't need to interact with each other. But they seem like kind of redundant. Like, oh, we knock over the bin to get leaves. We use the leaf blower to get leaves. The other thing is like maybe the leaf blower is blocking access to the shed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to second guess maybe the idea of the either the leaf blower or the leaf bin. They could both just be requirements, I suppose, but yeah, the order would matter. Let's put this bin out here on its own for a bit. Let's let that kind of marinate, and let's get our trigger zone set up for the shovel. So we can just take how we did the trigger zone for washer and dryer. Okay, we're just going to copy this trigger zone. And we're going to put it under the shovel. And we'll zero out its position. All right, we want it to be somewhat generous zone there, but not so much that you're like, wait, what did I do? So I think as long as you're in that general area, we'll count it. Maybe on the other side of that pig. Okay. So if you get in that zone, we want a new... Oh, I lied. We're going to touch script. Because initially I was just going to do all the house layout, but I'm a little stumped on making another path on the order of the leaves thing. So I just want to come back to that. Okay, we need our car wreck. We also want shovel fall. Okay. And then I guess while we're in here, we may as well add leaf blower. So you know we'll need that. And then I think we'll also have... I guess we're gonna have a lot of these now I'm thinking about it. We would have... So, see, I don't know if like shutting off the security cameras should be a world event, but we'll try it. Shut off security cam. It definitely didn't scale well because like other levels surely will do that as well. But in theory, once we finish this one level and all of its features, and it feels like a vertical slice, mechanically speaking, and user experience wise, then we would scrap all this code and go into production and we would refactor all this. The one thing that we're not adding in yet is art, which is separate. Leaf blower, shut off security cam, and shut off water, we'll just say. Okay, now we can add missing cases. All right, so we got our additional things here. Now, on a previous playtest, I found that this didn't work. Like it got all funky, which is a little odd because the way it's written, it looks like it should be correct. Weird. Oh well. I don't have to name these the same as the actual enum value, but might as well. Okay, so then when it plays those, what else is happening? We're stopping the raccoon and then we're moving the raccoon somewhere. Okay. Oh yeah, and then oh, that's interesting. So by default, we assume that the raccoon will be removed from play when it does these things. But in some of these cases, like in the shovel and the, actually a lot of these, the raccoon would keep going. Um, so we may want to put this. We may end up having to put this into the switch case, but I'll come back to that. All right, so we have the world event. We can assign it now properly. You are now Shovelfall. And then we need our animation. A new clip, and we could call this Shovelfall. Should be under animations. Cool. And then all we have to do is, oh, the trigger zone's there. So we want to take these and probably put it under its own parent shovel model. Oh, you're going to be like that. Oh my gosh. The downside of putting these inside the prefab is now I have to edit the whole prefab when I just want to combine these two things. Okay, there we go. All right, so now if we go back to our shovel fall, we should center on children. There we go. I would tip it over. Now I wonder. Yeah, I don't think I could put the, I guess the pivot at the top, I suppose. Or at least a little bit top heavy. Well, actually, no, I think I want the other way around. I think I want the weight at the bottom. So when it tips, yeah, it stays more grounded. That makes more sense. So we'd have it like rock and then fall over, and then we change the door type. Okay, so let's go to the right. That one, let's lock it, let's record. And then we'll just have it do a little bit of rocking back and forth for drama. And then it falls over. And then maybe bounces a little. Sure. Help if I could get, there we go. Up. Down. And up a little bit. And then back down. Just gotta spread these out. I think that'll do. The fall's a little funky. The bounce is really what bothers me. think it just goes up a little too high on the bounce back. Oh, it goes back up, so it goes up. Do we have like a weird curve on that? Goes up. It looks normal, but for some reason on the animation it looks like it goes up and then kind of hangs. Whatever, that's fine. This is just to communicate an idea, not to be a permanent final animation. Okay, so that would play once. Cool. I think by default it never defaults to play once, so we do need to change that. Okay. Okay, so if they hit that, it should just knock that over, but we forgot we also need to make the door turn to a different color. So this door doesn't even have an interactable on it? Weird. Okay. I guess I was never setting that one up to be interactable. No. It will be a breakable wall. Also a locked door. So it'll be a red door once the shovel falls over. But I think before that, so if we hit record here, at the start of this animation, this is off. And then by the time we come here, it turns on. Will that work? So I don't think that will automatically change the color, which is going to be tricky. Let's try something. Sweet, you can put that in the animation itself. That's great. And then yeah, black. Chunk. So it falls over. And then turns red. Shoot. We could just have it turn white to be a door that you can go through, but I don't think we've communicated well that there's doors that are white. So I think red is, hey, I need that one character. Sweet. I think that's good. We should also make it a score object. So that when someone actually does knock through it, they do get points for it. We'll also have that off though until, so that should be off and then it'll turn on here. Cool. And then that shovel, we need to make sure it doesn't actually have any colliders on the shovel parts. We don't want to have it get in the way. So yeah, do you have any colliders? You do. Remove. Sweet. Okay, so now we can see, I can try to hit that, see if my aim is any good. Actually, you know what, I'll just slide, because I'd have to get the angle right, so I'll just slide a character into there. Oh, I know what I can do. I can take a spawn point and just say, hey, you are going to spawn right here. Hopefully it won't hit the pegs and then just miss it entirely. All right, let's see how that goes. Where is my... Whoa. Oh, okay. So interesting. Couple things happened there. One is it moved the raccoon to another trigger and it triggered that. But the other weird thing is I saw the shovel start to move and then it stopped. Let's go into our animator and make sure that it's not trying to loop or something weird. Because it should have done both. Okay, animator, shovel fall. Yeah, I mean, this seems fine. Shovel fall is not set to loop. Go to shovel fall and replay it. Yeah, it should have fallen over and that's odd. Okay, we can figure this out though. The first thing we should do is probably move all the movement stuff into the case. And we don't need our raccoon to really do anything after they hit the shovel. They can just keep going as if nothing happened. Let's make sure on our... Oh, you know what we should do in the animation? We should turn off that trigger. So they're not re-triggering it twice. So in the shovel fall... Oops. We would turn off the trigger. And I think that's fine to do it in the first frame because this animation is called because of the trigger, so it should be okay to not have that trigger anymore. Okay, let's try that again. See what happens. I am, barely. Yeah, I realized after I started streaming that my voice is like shot still, so I probably won't stream too long today. Okay, so I'm going to try to hit the shovel. Okay, we hit the shovel, it fell over, the door should turn red. Excellent. Okay, now can we send a red person into there and get in? Nice. Okay, sweet. So that worked. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about going and making a run. I went to I think a Target last week, and the whole shelf was just barren. There was like not a single booster pack in sight. And so I might have to go to like an actual proper like card store, game store. Okay, so we knocked over a shovel. Door became activated. That worked. So the system for making these events is working pretty well. Pretty easy to set up new ones. Don't think we need our leaf blower to have colliders on it. I think that player should just go right through them. I'll just disable in case I change my mind. Okay. All right, so now we knock the shovel over. We can now get into the shed. We would then have to set up the leaf blower action to kind of knock about and do things. I wonder if we also just keep it simple and maybe we make the waste bin right next to the shovel, and then when it knocks over, I mean that'd be a heavy ass shovel, but like maybe somehow it knocks over both and spills leaves all over. Ooh, warp zone objects. That's an interesting idea. I could also see that with like storm drains or something. That's interesting. I'm going to make a note of that in my notes right now. Yeah, no, I like that idea. I think that would be a really good addition. Because it's funny, I said I would never make a puzzle game because I was like, I don't see myself wanting to design puzzles. I like building mechanics and like I like simulations of like I want to see how something moves and how things interact with each other. But slowly realizing that this is totally having like heavy puzzle game elements. But it's okay. I think so right now trying to get some story-based objectives here. So I think what we'll do in that same shovel animation, I think we'll just assume the raccoon just knocks over both things. So they're gonna knock over this shovel as well. So the shovel falls. So now we'll just make a little animation for the trash can, and then we're gonna have to like make a bunch of objects that are gonna pretend to be leaves. All right, yard waste bin, record. All right, you are gonna get bumped. I need to put a pivot on it so I can move it in a more normal way. We want the pivot near the bottom. That not centered on children. Game object, center on children. It's like a cheap way to move the pivot to the bottom of a 3D model is just make a fake parent and adjust all the children. Okay. Will these be objects or particles? You could do them as particles. What my goal though is to actually hide a children's toy inside of it. So like the thing you're stealing from this first level is a kid's like favorite toy. Basically, you're trying to hide it from the movers. Though you're like dumb raccoons, you don't realize you're doing this. One sec, let me get this pivot closer. Okay, I'm happy with that. And so I want the leaves to cover up something, so it'll be easier if that's game objects. Particles could do it, but yeah, it'll be easier. I think I need to rotate it this way so it falls. Well, it looks way better. Change my screen orientation. It looks way better from that angle, but if it falls, it would really then have to fall like, oh god, if I can get that angle, like backwards, or if it fell like that, I guess that would be fine. I'm gonna just get the end position first, and then I'll do like some of the. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to set the pivot to the right wheel specifically, I guess. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about door kickers too. Feels like same playing field. It might be a little complicated for a proof of concept. I think it's like I need to communicate it just well enough that playtesters like get what I'm trying to say. I think if I just get this pivot at the right point. So right now it is way down there. So you move this down and over, and then up. There we go. Okay. That should be close enough. All right, so now we just move to the end keyframe-ish. It'll end up there. And then maybe in between. Actually, maybe it doesn't even rock. Maybe it just gets knocked over. And then we do need to open up the handle, so to speak. Where is it? There it is. The lid. Oh, we also need to rotate this guy and kind of have it look normal. Is that going to look weird animating? Little bit. Okay, let's undo that. Oh, too far. All right, so instead of changing the rotation at the end, after it's in the ground, let's see which axis does that need to spin on. The blue axis needs to come up. Oh, okay, hold on. So we need to just have it do some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that. I think we can just delete these two. There we go. Now it looks like it kind of hits and bounces. But we still need to make the lid open. Okay, so then the lid should be this one. And I think it'll be kind of the moment it hits, it needs to start opening, but we can have it end there. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, duh. Okay, so we need to make sure we set its rotation closed here. And then time it's here, and then we can be open. That looks a little funny. I think it's just the impact it hits the ground is very has no weight to it. Trying to make maybe the door open sooner. Yeah, I think that looks a little better with the door opening sooner. Here it is from the big view. Yeah, I do like the idea of a paint trail. That'd be fun. We're kind of needing to leave some kind of trail anyway, because we realize it's kind of hard to see if you're watching over like a stream or something. The raccoons can be kind of small, so we need to like make it more obvious where they're at. I might delete this cone thingy just because it's going to be right where the trash can falls. Okay, now we need a bunch of leaves. Could do this in a number of ways. I could have just a bunch of game objects already in the right place and then just activate them. I could put them all in one spot and then turn on their colliders. I think I will do the latter. So I need to click on my trash can. Let's just make a bunch of cubes, but then I'm going to give them sphere colliders. You are a leaf, mister. And there needs to be more of you after I give you a sphere collider. And the sphere colliders will help them kind of like spread out a little bit better. Why is it spawning so far down there? I'm just using vertex snap to kind of move them all, but it snapped too cleanly. I want to move them around a little bit. So we get some interesting things pop up. And I'm just going to duplicate all of them. And what? I thought I duplicated all of them. How would they all spawn? Hold on. Am I going crazy? That's super weird. They all spawned in. Normally when you duplicate them, they'll spawn in the same orientation. Plus, let's see if this actually looks right. Let's make these all brown. Oh no, I have it in record mode. That's the problem. Let's just undo all of that mess. That's why it was acting odd. Okay. Let's try one more time. Okay, we are not in record mode, so that's good. Just make it brown. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a leaf texture already? Of course not. Plant. Kind of looks like a leaf. It's not rendering on the camera though, so that's weird. Yeah, none of those are rendering through. Yeah, we'll do that. That kind of brownie color. That looks decent from the sky. Okay, Yeah, now the paste is working as I would have expected it to. Okay, so then all of these are leaves. And now in the recording, I will make sure that they are all off. And then the moment that are, oops, that was the washing machine. Remove. And the shovel, we'll make sure all the leaves are off. And then when they hit here-ish, we will turn them back on. Yeah, the recording thing. So Unity has a built-in animator. Now no one, well, I shouldn't say no one. Most people don't use it for very nice animations. They'll use like Maya or Blender sometimes, or other softwares that and like import in animations. But Unity can do these keyframe animations, and one way to do it is you can hit this little record button and then just move around an object and kind of shift your timeline, move it, shift your timeline, move it. And so it's really nice for just these simple keyframe animations. If you're trying to do like a character avatar or something with rigging, then you're going to want ideally something with more control, like a control rig and things, and inverse kinematics and stuff. But yeah, for this kind of stuff, I think it works great. Because it's off, or sorry, when it turns on, the physics should just work as long as I have, oh, I do not have rigid bodies on them. Let's put rigid bodies on them. Cool. So in theory, that should just work, but we will see. Let's hit play and run into the thing and see what happens. Cool. Okay, so the leaves went everywhere, and they actually look more like little poop than leaves, but that's okay. So they are on when we start the game. So now it should work. I'm actually already pretty sure that, oops, I moved my spawn point back. Let's move this here. I don't like all these pegs being in the way. Okay, let's see if we get lucky. Nice. They work pretty well. I think they're rolling too far, like they're spreading out really far. I want more like a pile of leaves, and then you kind of tell they're sphere-like after a moment. So let's just raise the friction on them, and that should make them stop rolling sooner. But I'm actually pretty happy with how that came out for a first try. So if we just go into all the leaf objects, and we just change their drag, I don't know, to like maybe like 0.5. I have no idea. Angular drag to 1. I don't know. We're just gonna try random things. They would kind of, if their mass is significantly less than the raccoon, they shouldn't get in the way too much. But I can also set them on their own layer so they won't interact with the raccoon, which probably is what we should do because we don't really want the in this. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want it to interact with the raccoon or not. There we go. Oh, I am not used to. I changed my screen orientation and now everything's. I'll do that again. It looked good. Let's see it look good. What's nice about the timing is that by the time they fall, the raccoon's already gone. So I could let them kind of roll out and then actually turn off their physics after that. So we're gonna launch, bump in, and then it all falls out like that. Yeah, it definitely looks more like poop or something. Maybe, what can I do? Like the brown maybe is just not a good color for those. Let's do yellow, maybe yellow leaves. Let's try that. If that doesn't work, I'll do green. Mix of colors, that's a good idea. So like, it's like fall. Let's see what yellow looks like since I already hit start. Yellow doesn't look as gross, that's for sure. So yeah, let's try a mix. It's a fun idea. So I got yellow. Get some brown in there. Get maybe some greens. See how that looks. The green's really good. I think I need more green and less yellow and brown. Didn't see the greens enough. Oh, the green's just really dark. It makes the yellow almost look white in contrast. That's fine. We'll say they're leaves. I really wish I had, like, a lot of times it'll just be a leaf texture from random plants and stuff, but we don't have any of that in the project yet. I think it needs a screen shake though, because it really isn't very exciting when it hits when you hit the thing. So let's try adding in the screen shake that we did for the other one. All right, let's try that. I mean, it made a lot more sense for the washing machine because it's supposed to like shake the whole environment. So I mean, it may be kind of weird to do a camera shake from this, but let's see. It didn't feel as weird as I thought it would. The timing was wrong though. What are we waiting for? We're waiting. It can last for 3 seconds, which that's fine. Oh, there's a delay. 1.6 seconds. Let's just wait one, maybe. Really, I want it right when the trash can like hits the ground. Would you ever push a notification to the phone telling them it did something right? Yes. The only annoying thing is since we're doing WebGL, you can't, if you're using Safari on iOS, you cannot vibrate. You cannot access the vibration of the phone, which is annoying because I feel like vibration is a very good way to get a user's attention. You can on other browsers, just not Safari. It's just they don't allow it. So that's kind of a big limitation there. We could definitely do a visual pop-up, but then we could technically vibrate for every other browser. It's just a lot of people use Safari iOS because that's the native iOS browser on mobile. Yeah, like we could have a native app, but I think just the friction for people to download it would be a little high. So we like the Jackbox model where you can just scan a QR code. Okay, let's see if the screen shake timing is better. Yeah, actually I feel pretty good. Good old screen shake. Okay. Okay, I like that. So, oops, we have some cubes in the back. We gotta realign. Expanded our map a little bit, and these blue cubes got left behind. These are just here because like you can slide along the wall, and it's kind of annoying. So these blue cubes help break that up. Kind of pops you off the wall if you're sliding across it. Okay, well, cool. That worked pretty well. So one thing you can do is, yeah, you eventually, if you hit that little green area, I feel like I kind of want to make it limited to only the green player, but we'll come back to that. If you hit that green area, now that door becomes accessible, and you knock leaves on the ground. I'm thinking then maybe we don't want this yellow window at all because we want to knock the leaves over first. And if they go in the window, they might accidentally get the leaf blower too soon. Yeah, I think that will work. So then the next thing you would do is you would go inside the shed and hit the leaf blower, which would then kind of act all crazy and kind of blow the leaves into a pile. But then I was thinking to also like break a window because I don't want the raccoons to realize that they're like trying to make this secret pile. I think they're just trying to like find a way into the house maybe. So like they use this to like just bust a window open. And it happens to make the leaf pile. I don't know. I'm still thinking through that one. But wherever the leaf pile ends up, which I guess will be somewhere in this area of the house, that will be near the kids' room, which I wasn't going to put on the second floor. And I might still, but I will have to come. We have elevators right now, which work pretty well. But it feels weird that there's an elevator in a residential house like this. So I might come up with a way to do a staircase, but not today. That's like scope creep right now. Trying to keep somewhat focused. So we could put the kids' room on the first floor, and the toy could fall out the first floor window, I suppose. It's less dramatic, but let's see where the leaf pile lands. Because wherever the leaf pile lands, that should be kind of where the window is at. Okay, so it's right there. So if we put the window, like if we turn basically, what am I clicking on? Clicking on something. Basically anywhere, well, if we use this corner, this could actually be really good because if the leaf blower goes crazy and gets like jammed somewhere, the leaves could just like be continually blown into that corner. So let's use that corner. Well, that corner there, and then that means maybe then this window should actually be moved over. Everything's being odd. There we go. So maybe just a little window over here. Sure. And then I think I'd get rid of this one. A lot of windows, in fact, yeah. enough. Okay, so then this would extend out. Oops. All right, so this would be the kids' room here, but that means we need to like actually make a room. It's kind of weird they would have a window leading into their bedroom. Let's get rid of that entirely. The second floor is getting in my way. Okay, what am I clicking on? I just want to click that. I'm clicking like the upper parent, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like auto-clicking the entire prefab. Okay. So now that's like the door to the kids' room there. And then if we just like took another wall, put it like here, sent it back. It's the weirdest shaped bedroom ever. You live in a, what shit? It's like a boot. It's like a pointy boot. The house, if we go that way. Little chimney. Okay, so we got to make this room look normal. That could maybe work. Kid has a big ass bedroom. All right, kid has a big bedroom. We'll accept it. They even have a back door to the backyard. What a lucky kid that is. Actually, I don't want that. I think I want that to be a window. That makes more sense to me. Trying to use some degree of logic around the house design. Hey, welcome in. Doing well. Healthier this day. I've been pretty sick. But I'm feeling pretty normal today. My voice is a little shot still. Haven't really been tracking hours super tightly, especially on like weekends and evenings. I don't track them at all. When I work on it during like a work day, I will sometimes. But I do know like roughly how, like what duration of time, like how many months. Like I think we're like 2.5 months into exploration. So I could kind of just do some like rough math based on how much I know I work on average per week. It'll only get really expensive once we add like the full team to it though. So just like me as a solo developer, it's not too expensive. But when we get into production, hours are tracked I'd say pretty tightly. We use monday.com for all of our project management stuff. Okay, so kids' room is looking slightly more normal, but there's this extra weird door. Like they have 2 doors to their bedroom, which is weird, and they have like another window. There is some degree of like we want to give the player lots of interactions, but let's start with like kind of a normal scenario and then see what we can do. I think if there was a door anywhere, it would be on this flat wall. Like if I was making this house, I would put the door on this flat wall. And I am making this house. In a video game. Okay. There we go. And I kind of want it to not be in the corner. And then that way I can put another little wall here. Okay, and then now this can just be one contiguous wall. That's interesting. Yeah, I've been thinking about things that are near the ground, or like right now I'm calling yellow windows, but I'm not like actually elevating them up like windows. Largely because like when we're in our isometric view, if I were to like elevate these windows up, we'd have to communicate somehow that the raccoons jumped, which wouldn't be like a huge deal. We would just have to put some kind of like little jump pad right at the base of every window. So yeah, maybe in the future, near future, we move windows up, and then maybe we have doggy doors for things. Yeah, I like all the loose ideas though. It helps because I'm always like very focused on the thing I'm focused on. It helps to have other creative thoughts enter the mix. Okay, so now there's one way to get into that whole section, which is going to be a little bit frustrating for players. Now, alternatively, they can be kind of spit out this back door, which is also kind of a weird place for a back door. But whatever. It's whatever. So we have that blue one there. So we'll try putting a red door there. So there's definitely going to be less interesting things that players can hit. Right now, there's a bunch of just solid walls in here. Since this is a master bedroom, let's make them have like a double wide door. A little easier for players to hit. Oh no, not at all. Please, lots of ideas are always good. I wonder if they should have like a sliding glass door or something to their backyard. I feel like they should be like a porch back here or something. I guess that would just be like one big window. So we could like swap this out for just a big window. I've been considering maybe like merging windows and doors as a player class. Like right now, red player opens red door or opens doors, and yellow player opens windows. But maybe there's just like an entry class that like can break both of these things. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like really easy to change. So I've kind of like punted the idea to solve for another time. But all right, now we have, oops, I wanted to like see more and I was already seeing everything. But now we have a slightly updated design. Let's go to the other view, our game view. See, would you add in a negative objective where like maybe a door is one use, then becomes usable again? Yeah, I've thought about like maybe, short answer, yeah. Yeah, trying to come up with like almost punishments, but not too extreme. But like, yeah, it's almost like a switch, a one-way switch. And once you activate like the washer and dryer, like a door knocks open and blocks a different path. And so everyone has to like adapt. I think a lot of those like cool puzzle twists will kind of hopefully come as I work, and they'll come to me. I don't have any great ideas right now for one. Okay, so we have the kids' room. I'm fairly happy with the kids' room. Obviously, it's just a blank room right now. We would have to put like the place where the coveted toy is that could fall out this window. I mean, the window in the corner is kind of weird. I feel like it should at least be a little away from the corner. Because I'm also trying to like place where the heck this would be on like the bed. Is like a shelf. I mean, if there's a window there, the window implies we can go through it. So putting an object in the way of it's going to be kind of weird. We will come back to that thought. So, all right, so we knock over the trash can and the thing, we get the leaves on the ground. We then would have the leaf blower need to do its animation, which would blow a bunch of leaves into that corner. And in theory, none of these things would be very possible unless you shut off the water valve and maybe shut off the security cameras, which makes me think we maybe want another security camera. I feel like this as the only threat is like kind of minor. So let's throw another one somewhere. I mean, would it be like really obnoxious to like totally block off this area? It would make you consider that you like have to get the security camera, because part of me is unsure if I want to like force the players or not. Oh, what happens when the camera sees you? It catches you. It basically freezes you in place, and then the moment the light goes off of you, because they're typically like patrolling, like going back and forth, you revert your direction. I can show you really quick, actually. So if we just put this guy, let me get him lined up on the wall. All right, now I'll launch a guy. Let me show you. Oh, his angles are wrong. Fix that. So you can control the angle that they are at. So right now he should be at 94. He'll just stay at 94. Just stay in place for now. Where is it? 94, 94. All right, so he shouldn't move at all with those settings. Okay, so if we launch a character into it, he'll freeze as if he's startled by the light, and then if the light were to move away, he goes, let's forget this, and he runs away. Now he looks like he walks backwards, but in the non-prototype, we'll fix that and rotate him. But the idea is that they get scared and then they retreat. So there's some cool puzzle ideas that we have about like maybe the only way to get somewhere is to intentionally let yourself be seen and then reverse backwards into an objective, but haven't built those yet. Yeah, I'm trying to think maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Actually don't know of another place I want the security camera. I guess just for decoration, we could put one in the back. I say decoration, but just, I don't know, just make the level more interesting looking. All right, so the angles we want on this one would be 202 to 271. 202 to 271. 202 to 271. Okay, so if we hit play, it should hopefully rotate the way we expect. Cool. And they're currently at the same exact speed, which looks kind of okay. I mean, I feel like if you were owning a security system, whatever speed you felt was appropriate, your cameras would all probably be set to that, but I could always change that per camera. The funny thing is, like, no one should ever be really in that corner, so there's not a lot of point to it right now. Actually, you know what? Because of that, let's put it here on this kind of back escape path. It's like that would be like their side yard, their backyard. I guess, yeah, I figure out where like their garage, if that's their garage, if that's their living room, yeah, that could be their backyard there. I guess this, yeah, it'd be like their side yard over there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they just have a wraparound backyard. What's this angle? This angle's 308. 308 to... Whoa. 308 to... What's that at? 216. PTZ cameras have patrol mode, so they typically quickly snap between locations. Oh, okay. Motion detection. Oh, that's interesting. What's cool is we actually can totally control that. So the way I set it up is there is a wait time while at position, and then travel speed. So let's try that. Let's say it waits for 3 seconds, and then it's going to travel over the course of, I don't know, is that one? I think the higher the number, the faster it is. So let's see if that looks right. Oh my gosh, never learned this new key setting. Yeah, I think that's interesting. You would have to time your shot, and because it's so far from the launch pad, it'd be kind of a luck of the draw anyway. So it could be interesting. Okay, I'm back. Yep, I like the way that looks. Yeah, I think it's cool. The other one, I'm unsure if we should just leave in one place. Like, it's kind of meant to guard this entire thing, but it might still look more aggressive in a positive way. Like, there's supposed to be a threat, right? So it might be more look more aggressive if we can keep it snappier too. So let's just change the settings to does a fast snap and it waits 3 seconds at each spot. Yeah, it can help with the shot clock too. Yeah, I know one of the feedbacks we got when people play tested. I don't like them synced like that. That feels weird because they're traveling different distances. Let's mix that up a little bit. But one of the feedbacks we got was that people didn't like it going so slow because they're like, all right, I got copied the like, just hurry up and move already. Let's have it only wait. Like 2.9, just so it offsets, right? And then let's have it travel even faster because it's such a short move. I don't know. Just try that. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it actually could still be faster on that bottom one. Let's like double the speed. Ooh, I almost did 32 instead of 3. That would have been crazy. So you have someone launched here. They could feasibly hit that red. It'd be pretty tough though. I mean, you'd have to get on the left side of this green diamond. Otherwise, you're going to be bounced off to the right of it. So it kind of makes you think it's possible, which hopefully then will lead them into the house. I'm just not positive people are going to know that there's a way to disable the security cameras inside the house. So that's going to be a challenge. Same with the sprinklers. Like, will people know that you can actually disable these moving objects that are supposed to be sprinklers? So we will see. I mean, the art will help a lot when we have actual real art. But it's not going to solve everything, because even if that looked like a real sprinkler, you see a faucet that looks like a real faucet, you wouldn't know that, like, oh, if I hit that faucet, it will shut off the sprinklers. Or like if you have a security panel, like you won't just assume it shuts off the security cameras. So, yeah. Red wire, that's a good idea. Like, show a literal connection. I like that idea a lot, actually. I think that's worth mocking up. So how do I want to mock that up? It's so tough because I'm using colors so heavily. I almost feel like I need to reduce the quantity of raccoons to where there's less raccoon classes, so I can use other colors for other things. I'm not using the purple raccoon much or the light blue raccoon, but blues are tough because all of our walls are blue, so it's going to blend in. Honestly, the orange raccoon I'm not using a ton. I do love this orange color on the lamps and stuff, but I think also if it was like a dotted line. Yeah, maybe if the colors are fine as long as they're dotted lines or somehow some other way stand out. Um, I could make a line renderer and maybe just set the points. I'm trying to think if line render comes with a dotted option. I don't think it does. Let's see, where is my... interesting. Yeah, I can visualize what you mean. Yeah, move through, kind of travel from one end to the other. Yeah, I'm thinking through my head the easiest thing to implement that would still be enough to communicate. Let's try something really quick. Let's try... Where is... I've lost it. Oh god, I just moved something. Let's try dropping in a line renderer. Call this camera power. Yes. I mean, sometimes like you would be surprised. Like we've done some external playtests for other games in the past, especially with Fortnite. Like we made some Fortnite maps a while back, and like we made opening cutscene with a voiceover, and the cutscene panned over the written instructions while the voiceover read them. And we watched a streamer play it, and he's like, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do here." I was like, "You're killing me, man." So yeah, it's surprising how when things seem obvious, you still sometimes aren't even obvious enough. Okay, I've never used a line render like this in this manner, so let's try it. So we need to get the coordinates. Normally I always do it programmatically, and at runtime I like get some coordinates and map a line between two things. We are gonna try it in real time, or not real time, in editor time, I guess. Opposite of runtime, build time. So where's my camera? There you are, sir. You are at that world space. No, it is not. Okay, we're gonna write a script. We are. Well, shoot. If we write a script, it's gonna be a perfect line. I don't really like that. The reason why bear-proof trash cans aren't bear-proof is because the overlap between the smartest bear and the dumbest camper is greater than you know. That makes sense. I've lost my line render object. My scene is in shambles. Okay, here it is. So the annoying thing now is that I have to get the world space position of this camera, and it's a child inside of a child, or inside of a parent, inside of a parent, inside of a parent. And so I can write a script that does it, but I really don't want to. You know what we can do? We can be real lazy with this. We can just literally type in our best guess. We'll just say like, hey, 0 to 1, and then find where this line. Wait, what? You should give me something. Give me something. Here, we'll go 0 to 100. We should see a line pointing somewhere. It's width of 1. Could make a width of 10. Big old line, big old white line. Where are you hiding? You're disguising yourself as something else. Weird. Okay, let's make a new object. This is the downside of when you let your scenes get messy. Because what I want to know is where 0 is, and 0 is down here, and there is our line that is not white because it's missing the material. So 0 is below our world. So that's cool. Now that we know that, let's get rid of that cube. Oh, actually, we can use the cube. Okay, we could totally use this cube as a reference point. So if we move this cube, because it is in world position, we can just move it roughly to where our camera is. And I'm even going to let it just be in the air. So our position now is 29, well, let's just say 30, 12, 44. 30, 12, 44. Then if we go to our line render and go 30, 12, 44, we can now see it starts at our camera. We definitely don't need it a width of 10. 1 is fine. And then we can see it's going off into who knows where. But if we get our cube again and we just decide where we want it to end up, or maybe even just its next point. I'm trying to decide where I want it to travel. I think we'll go straight back. So this is what, negative 10, 12, 41. Negative 10, 12, 41. Yeah, this is working pretty well. It's a little tedious, but it's working. And then the next one would be, actually, I think I want to go further back than that. So negative 13, that's where we want it. And then it should end up at negative 13, 12, 14. Sweet. Okay, so we have a big purple line, step 1. Now we need to give it a material. And if things, wait, is that a dotted line? I thought I got really lucky. I doubt I have a dotted line material, but if I did, that would be amazing. And these weird lightning materials that kind of look interesting. It's like, why? What is this? And it's too subtle. I think it'd be too hard for people to see. Is that, let's see, is that too hard for people to see? Oh, it's not even showing up. Now I clicked on the, yeah, it doesn't even show up from the orthographic camera. That's weird though, I would have thought it would. All right, let's give it a different material then. So we just made it red. I just don't like the way that looks. Also, there's like all the red doors are like such an important part. But if it's dotted, we can find a way to make it work, possibly. I'm really determined to find a solution. Yeah, maybe I'll just live with that for now. And then let's see if we can do anything to make it do other stuff. I don't think it has any kind of logic to animate built in. That could be interesting. Okay, what if we... The only problem is I can only go so far and then I have to reverse the direction. But having it move like that helps a little bit. I do kind of want to move all of their Y positions downward though. Set this to like 5. Yep, I think I went below the ground. 6. Let's try like 8. 8. Okay, and then if we just play... Oh, we don't want to tile it. That broke it entirely. Just trying to... I'm just experimenting. Just experimenting. That looks like a dotted line. Kinda. I should make it not cast shadows because that's weird. Where is this shadow? Shadows off. Actually, because of that, I wonder if any of these other ones with that same setting will work even better. Oh, just none of them are working. Oh, there's one. I don't know if that's visible enough. Maybe if it's moving. The only downside is it kind of goes through a bunch of walls at the end there, which kind of obscures. But I think I could change that geometry actually. Just do that. Because that's kind of a weird shape anyway. Like, why is that even there? In fact, we could probably just modify that whole entrance. And like, that's a whole weird thing too. Yeah. Let's just redo the design of this interior. Okay, so we have that. I think we would want to animate it, so we probably need to write a little script that kind of just like dances around that that value. I have to find my line render again. Called camera power. And I don't think there's a value other than this texture scale that works as well. I think I could jump back. So if it goes to like 20 and then scales up to like 25 and then I could like jump back to 20 and then keep scaling up. We're going to play the how much would this house cost in North Dallas. This is where's the front of the house? Where's the truck for scale? How big is this house? This is a 7-figure house for sure. I mean, it's like I don't know how many square foot this would be. It seems big though. Guess it depends how far north or which with northern parts you go. But we're only one floor actually. It's a single story. That's not so bad. I think that the line would not bother me as much if it was diagonal at the end. So I wonder if we should just kind of like scooch it over for the sake of. Then we should get rid of this yellow window here. How about not like totally breaking the level? Because it kind of worked before. Now I'm like just removing everything. Cool. So yeah, just get rid of that window. And now we can adjust our line. Oh, I just realized that the dotted line is just the eyes. That's kind of ugly looking. I'm going to probably change that. Where is our camera power? Let's change this first point. There, actually. That looks like a straight line. Okay, now yeah, let's change that texture though. I don't like it. I think the lightning was the best one, honestly, the one we had before. So weird, I have all the options. I'm just kind of surprised nothing else even kind of... Okay, that one kind of works. Technically words, but this boost, we have to be so close. You'd never be able to see it, I don't think. And then we should be able to turn that red. Okay, why you know red? So I set the color as red here. Maybe it's because it's not red. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, the downside of that is that the word boost over here then also turns red because it's the same material. Well, I'm not using the lightning anywhere, so we'll just use that. It's fine. All right, I keep fiddling with it because I want it to look better, but let's just go with how it is. And then let's write a very simple script that moves this value up and down. Said I wasn't going to write code, but I lied. Okay, we'll call this animate line render. Okay, so now we can throw this on camera power. We'll hop into the script. Okay, so we would just want to say, look, float starting. What is the value we're modifying? We're modifying texture scale. Starting texture scale, and that would be a vector 2. Well, we're just going to change the x. That's fine. That's fine. And then we would say ending. We could have also done a vector 2 for both of those, but it'll just be easier to access them as floats. Okay, and then we would say date if. Oh, we also need to get the component of line render. And then if line render isn't null, so that way we don't accidentally try to start messing with it while it's still trying to find the component. Oh my god, why are you being so weird? Stop that. Okay. So if line render isn't null, we are going to say if actually just avoid nesting. Let's just do if line render is null, then just return. Okay, and then now we'll say if line render dot texture scale dot x is less than ending texture scale. And then we want to increase this by time dot delta time. Else, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I think I have to probably do the whole thing. Is it a vector 2? It looks like it. Okay, so it would be increase equals new vector 2. Can I even modify this at all? Or I go too far? Okay, yeah, I can. All right, so it would be the current line render dot x plus time dot delta time, and then we don't change the y. So you can do which C# to added a number to a class name. Wait, did I do that? I did a number to a class name. So yeah, you can have vector 2 is x and y, vector 3 is x, y, z. I don't think you can do single vector. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think it's two vector points, I guess. 3 vector points. But yeah, now that you say that out loud, yeah, I'm like, you're right, that is kind of hilarious. Okay, so yeah, we have texture scale should now increase, and then if we surpass the ending texture scale, it doesn't have to end exactly at that time. Then we go back to the default, or the starting rather. Starting texture scale. Okay, and then we probably want like a speed. So floats animation speed. Yeah, public. And we'll multiply that by our time.delta time. So we can control how fast it goes. And now we should be able to set those values in the inspector and see it go. Okay, so we're going to start it at 20, and then we're going to go like 25, and we're going to animate by some arbitrary number times 2, twice as fast as delta time. And then we're going to see what it looks like. Assuming it works. I think it will. Nice. It actually works pretty good. If you watch really closely, you can see it snap back. I think there's not enough spacing between them, but I don't think I can control that without getting a new texture in, which wouldn't be like a ton of work, but yeah. We could try changing to distribute per segment. That's a little easier to see. Don't like static. It's hard to read that. I can't tell which one I like the most. Definitely not tile. Tile looks like trash. Distribute per segment is okay. I think distribute might be the easiest to read. But it also looks kind of slow. All right, we'll just do repeats per segment. Cool. Okay, so that is that. Cool. Well, now we have a way to connect. Great idea to use the lines. I will have to switch that to like Proper tech. Let me, okay. I keep saying it's not worth the time, but honestly, it's bothering me a ton. Let's see. Let's make a new material. Because it's going to be like really important for people to be able to read the things that tell them how to play the game. Material, where are you hiding? There you are. Dotted line material. Okay. So let's put that on here. And then now we need to give it a texture. And this is where we'd want something. Oh, we need to do alpha cutout. Transparent. I thought that I'd still be able to see that, so that's kind of weird. Let's just try some different things. I would have expected that to work though, but interesting. Dotted line thick sounds encouraging. Does it need to be set to transparent or does opaque work? Opaque works. Why does it look crazy though? Is it because of our tiling? It was at 1. Ooh, okay, okay. There's some hope here. Let me go to, you can see, so we can see it there. It looks chunky. Let's see if we made them both 1. That's its native size. We do tile. Whoever made this texture is a jerk. It's like you can see the wraparound point. It doesn't wrap super nicely. I also don't like that it's rotated. And I feel like there is, yeah, we can transform Z up. Ooh, that did something bad. It made it non-visible. Okay, so I guess we don't want that. Even though it sounded like the right texture, I don't like it. It doesn't look good. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I can play with that. That helps. So we need alpha clipping on. Don't want to receive shadows. And then we would just kind of play. It looks like it moves faster on certain parts, which I don't like. The tiling. Jeez, why is it crazy? Maybe 0.1? That's like the most legible, but man, that's, they don't give you a lot of room to work with. It's like 0.02, then 0.03. So I would have to, it's hard to tell if that would look good animated. I could try. It's hard. I can't do it by hand, but the code should be able to do it nicely. 0.03 to 0.02, I guess, or I need to do the other way around. 0.02 to 0.03. I'm very unsure if this will work. Actually, that's probably not dotted enough. I think 4, maybe 3 to 6 or something would be a reasonable range. Well, that looks horrible. What if we changed it to Try and change, make it go like way slower. I think we might be onto something. Okay. It's weird. It has like but it communicates that there's something there. I could probably live with that. I don't like that it's in 3D though. Like you can see the corner looks like it's bent and it's like sitting upright as opposed to like a flat line on the ground. I'm pretty sure I should be able to fix that with the alignment setting, but I don't know how without breaking it. So we'll leave it like that, and then we'll change the color, I guess, to red. Maybe like red and like transparent. Can I not make it alpha transparent? Oh, because it's using alpha cutoff already, so I cannot. I can make it like more pale red to kind of infer transparency, but you know. Okay, I think I like that. So let's copy that component because we messed with it a bunch. Okay, and then now we would just have to make sure that this, we should probably make the camera red too. Since it leads to it, it's kind of confusing that it's not. That actually helps a lot, I think, being bright red like that. And then we would have this panel here. Get rid of this world cube that we're using. Yeah, this panel would be the security spot. Get rid of that little cone. I like that. I think what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to reduce the colors heavily in the map. So we may need to remove red doors and have entry points yellow. I think it also communicates this obstacle can be gotten rid of by the locker. Yeah, which is like maybe that's okay. Like maybe we make it blue, right? The risk then is like, well, shouldn't water be blue? But because like the blue hacker, he could turn that off, or maybe yeah, the lockpick. Because I am starting to think like the green player could be getting a lot of the like knockover thing tasks. And so yeah, maybe the lockpick is the one that has to get to that to shut off the cameras. And so yeah, whatever color the line is the class that has to reach it. I think we should also outline the spotlight in red just to really drive home the red theme. Where is our... Okay, so this guy would need another circle. I think we have a red ring somewhere. I thought we did. What is our... These guys. These guys are something. High step circle lockpick. Why are you not visible? What the heck? Oh, because it needs to be a quad, probably. There we go. Oh, that's crazy. It's almost kind of cool with that with Z fighting. I don't think it'll be cool in as it moves, but let's see. No, yeah, I don't like it when it's moving, but it's interesting. I wish I had a thinner circle here, but it is what it is. Ideally, we also would have a cone going up to the security camera, but that is not a Unity primitive. They don't give you cones. I could totally do like create line renders from the lens to the thing too, but let's watch that in motion. I think that might be okay. I wonder if when a player picks a class, it could turn on the colors for that class. So if you're the lockpick, all the lockpick stuff lights up. That could be interesting. That way there's not every color on the screen at the same time. But I'm liking how this is looking. Let me move that little line to where it actually goes under the panel. Camera power. Where is my blind? Where is my... Ah, there it is. Okay, so we need to move this one. Yes. Okay, so it needs to be that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks better. Sweet. And then we could send another one up, but honestly, the other one I was just putting up for funsies. So honestly, let's just get rid of it. Saves us some headache. And we just have the one. Oh, you know what I could totally do? I could totally put a actual light, and that might work. Let's try. Light, spotlight. So what's nice, I saw a spotlight actually is a cone. So maybe this is really just to visualize the cone for players so they can see it. Now I think if we give it I have to make sure it actually shows up because right now it's not visible at all. Intensity. I think it's because my scene is flat lit. I'm not sure. I'm gonna hit play and mess with it in real time because sometimes in runtime the lights behave differently. Okay, so the light is there. It's just there's nothing for it to hit. That's the problem. It's not hitting anything that accepts it, I'm guessing. Yeah, if we're looking here, we're seeing no actual light cone. We can mess with the shape all we want, but the shape is fine. I would have thought with enough intensity it would have still been visible. But there must be something about my scene settings. That it's not rendering this light. Maybe it's the camera has certain light settings. The universal render pipeline just is a lot more complicated than the standard. Because yeah, sometimes there's things that on the camera you can like ignore. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything stand out. Oh well, that's fine. Hey, what's up, Rock? Yeah, we can just go without the. I can look into it later. Maybe we'll just go without the spotlight for now. No biggie. So I think the next thing, yeah, for a little longer, I'm probably gonna hop off here actually just in a second. Kind of recapping what we knocked out today. Today was a bit shorter. I think I streamed for like an hour or so, but got our animated event over here where we can knock over the shovel and garden bin, which also opens up the door and lets you access it through being the lockpick. We also rearranged the back half of the house, so it kind of resembles some bedrooms now. That's going to still need some work, but this window is now set up to launch the heist item out into the pile of leaves that we can form later. Also, thanks to help on the stream, got the idea for the dotted lines. So now we can just easily see where the power for the cameras are coming from. So now players can understand they need to go there. I think what I need to do tomorrow is probably clean up the color language, because it's just chaotic and there's just too many things of too many colors. So I think I need to reduce that down. Maybe only display the colors for your current class, so you can cycle through the classes and see kind of what you can interact with in the map and then launch. I think that might be kind of fun too. Just like, it might be a fun reason to go through the different classes and be like, ooh, I can go over there. Let me try that. So I'm really eager to tell the whole story of this level and, like, have the moving truck drive away and all these things. But there's just some systems that we need to build to communicate to the players where they need to go. But yeah, it's good to discover those organically. So yeah, with that, I think we'll call it a night for now. I'll probably be on tomorrow. If not, I'm sure the day after, and show kind of where we're at and keep going. I'll catch y'all later.